if you want history, we have history here today. The Monkeemobile, the old, the medium, and the new. Dick Dean, one of the original builder and customizers way back in the 60s that worked with Dean Jeffries on the car. And as it went to me, do the TV show and all the PR, and then to the new kid on the block, Mike, who restored this car to be a 100-point stock horse car at Pebble Beach.
So how'd he do?
It'll do.
It'll do. Yeah, that's what he did when he talked to the Monkee kids when we were filming all the time.
Oh, jeez.
Here comes the Monkees.
Hey, we're the Monkees. All we do is monkey around.
Dick, do you like the car?
How about it, Dick?
I
Isn't that
love
great?
it. Isn't this beautiful?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Mike and his crew really spent a lot of time to make this car become a showpiece.
Yeah. You know, we only had 4 weeks to do it. We only had 4 weeks to build this car.
Yeah.
This is the original car. I did the metal work on it. Jeff did the basic paint, you know. And Roy, wasn't it Roy Gilbreth?
Roy did the upholstery.
Worked
for me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it slid over to me when we put it on
the TV show.
And we also know now that this is the #1 car.
Yeah.
This is the only car
This is
that was
#1.
done in candy pink. Dick has proven that.
Yeah.
So this is history in the making right now. We know for a fact this is the #1 car.
So it's good that we are here 40 years later, and we're able to get the old and middle and new together and say, the Monkees, here comes the Monkees. Let's go for it.
Hey, we're the Monkees. All we do is monkey around. When David went home, he hadn't made no money, and he went home to England to see his father. Knocked on the door. He was going to buy his dad a new house. He knocked on the door. Dad opened the door, looked at him, and said, "Go get a haircut," and slammed the door in his face.
And I remember a time when we were filming, we gave each one of them a Pontiac to drive because we had Pontiac GTO. So Mickey comes up to the gate, and the guy at the gate didn't recognize him. So instead of waiting for him to open the gate, he just drove through the gate. That means we had to put a whole new front end on that Pontiac. So these kids were.
I think the neatest
They
thing
were monkeying around.
is Nesbitt himself, his mom, and I kept asking him, "Geez, you don't look like you need any money." He says, "I don't." I said, "What do you mean you don't?" He says, "I got all, Mom and Dad's got all the money they need." "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, they invented whiteout. You know that stuff you use on paper? They invented whiteout."
Of course, the new thing that we liked about what's happened to the new Monkee is that Mike here and our audio guys get together and really put a sound system in. Do you know a little bit about the sound that goes in here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got all the new Foo series, you know, speakers, amplifiers. We got 410-inch subs put in the car, and tied everything together with a flip out in the dash and 2 TVs in the back.
Yeah.
There they are. They're monkeying around. Oh, what a thrill. So,
At one time, there was a real bad story going around about the guys, that in New York, they didn't sing and do their own stuff. It was dubbed in. Supposedly. But then they proved that was wrong. They actually came out and did this kind of a number to prove that they weren't dubbing their lips and music and all that stuff.
voices came out.
Voices came
so they
out.
didn't have any lip service.
No lip service.
Well, let's correct another thing. Just how rough were they on the car during filming?
They were actually pretty nice, I thought, to the car.
We didn't have much trouble.
They took the roof off a few times, which
The van was pretty easy on the car. Was the van pretty rough on the car?
no, I thought they were pretty easy on the car.
Not bad for a rock band, huh?
Yeah, they didn't try to step on it too hard or do anything like that. They were afraid of it.
That's because they're not like today, which today is heavy metal.
I know. Yeah.
They're heavy duty, but that was the rock and roll music at that time was really it had good vocals, it had good music.
It was soft rock. You know?
I had a very interesting time with Billy Gibbons, ZZ Top. He says,
Billy.
This is the reason we do what we do. This car inspired them. This car was the theme behind their music. They're a rock band with a hot rod, and this is the first hot rod with a rock band.
So anyhow, here's a good history story for you about the Monkeemobile and how it really started and how it is today.
Oh, hey, we're the Monkees.
I'd rather have some video with her.
Yeah, than with him.
And him?
I'm way more fun than George.
Come here, hon.
Now we're talking. That's a monkey in a round.
That's a monkey in a round. That's right.
So now you tell me, you said the guys were afraid of the car.
Well, I don't want to say afraid. They were polite to the car, okay? Let's put it that way.
Okay.
They never stood on it too hard. They looked at the blower and they didn't know if it worked or not. And it really did. Because underneath the blower there's a carburetor. And that's what makes it function. We never let them know that the blower didn't work. So they didn't know yes or no. Are you guys kidding us, you know? So they wouldn't stand on it too hard. They were very good. They cruised it a lot. They cruised the car.
There's a lot of driving in the DVDs.
Yeah, there is. And they had the roof off. Did you notice they had the roof off quite a bit?
Was that
And,
you think for the cameras, or are they just like the rip-off?
no, for the camera purposes. And the one thing that I was telling that I built a trailer, and it was a musical trailer. And I took 4 quarter panels and welded them together, and I put trailer axles underneath it, and the roof would go up and down. So when they got there, this shake roof that I built, push a button, it would go up, and there'd be drums up there and guitars and all kinds of stuff for them to play on, you know. They used it 2 times. And I never knew what happened to it. I never knew. I have no idea. What I saw it one time over the lot off Magnolia. You know, that stage lot over there? I saw it there one time. I've asked around about it, and nobody seems to know where it went. You know? Yeah.
So now, who drove the car the most?
Mickey.
He thought it was like his car?
Yeah, kind of like, I'm going to be the driver, you know.
And the least, who drove it the least?
David. Yeah, David, because he was the smaller, and he didn't fit in the car real good. They had to adjust the seats and stuff. You know, there's a real funny story. I think I told you the story about David going home,
Yeah.
and Mickey Dolan, who he was, and the drummer. They found him down in the beach, just bumming around the beach. And they said, "Hey, you're kind of cute. You think you can play the drums?" Well, I can do anything, you know, one of them deals, you know. Went and got a job the way they went, yeah. We used to go to the studio over on Melrose, and they'd come in. And that's when they were doing the indoor stuff instead of the outdoor stuff, you know. They were crazy. They were actually crazy. The 4 of them just gelled together really nicely, you know.
This one's from me to you. George and I are going to sign this for you.
Okay.
Hey, Georgie, this going to his collection.
All right.
You and I are going to do this.
This is going to go right near that big badge you gave me. Remember that big badge? For my collection at the house.
That's awesome.
We're going to have to hang that next to the Paris badge.
Yeah.